Yo, welcome back to the Aqua Lounge Podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in this week. We got a special guest in the building, round 2. Goes by the name of Dan Cooney. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. How are we?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. It feels good to be back here. Ready for an awesome conversation, and let's do it, man.
Hell yeah. So we got a nice little new setup going.
Yep.
Last time we were over in the lounge. So
yeah.
Right. I admire the interior design right
thank
here,
you,
man.
thank you. So yeah, man. So last time we spoke, it was probably about a year. Was it a year ago?
Almost. It was just crazy to even think about.
I know. Yeah, that's
January.
actually that's
That is
crazy.
Pushing
All right, so
a year. So
yeah. All right, so about a year
crazy.
ago. So and you were dropping your tape, Long Island Doesn't Love Me, Part 2.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Long Island Doesn't Love You, Part 2.
Yep. Okay. How was the feedback on that, and how did people respond and stuff like that?
Yeah, so the feedback was real cool, and we had a release show in May, the night before it came out. It was really good turnout, and we flipped a lot of CDs, a lot of stickers, which was sweet.
Okay.
And I think in that moment, I didn't really get to appreciate it or admire it as much. But when I was speaking to one of my friends and mentors, Focus Jordan, who actually has produced a couple records with me, as we've spoken about before, I had a pretty long phone call with him, good 10-15 minute conversation, and he was like, yo, I hope eventually you're able to sort of realize how cool that moment probably was eventually, and now that we're in October and I've had a lot of time to sort of decompress and grow as a person, I really do appreciate that moment and everyone who was there. That was really cool. I don't think I have a lot of photos or videos of the entire set, but the ones I do have, I sort of take these photographic images in my head. I'm I remember this. This was cool, and
Yeah. Hell yeah, that's dope. And that's what it's about too, especially with a new when you're gonna unveil something new that's really important to you. You want to have the right environment, where it's set up where everybody can have a good time and everyone's supporting you and stuff like that. So it just must feel good. You know what I mean? When it's done right. So that's cool, man. I'm happy that went well.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask too. So is it while you're creating the project, right? When you're you're in the kitchen cooking up, so for you it's hard to see the end product in a way. Is that kind of what you mean? It took you time to realize, to really see what you built.
Yeah, I love that you asked that,
Yeah.
because we're really going to get into this right now. I think what I mean by that is I feel like we as human beings are so caught up in what's the next shit. What am I going to do next? How am I going to grow from here? And when you have that headspace and you're not really admiring what's in front of you and what you've accomplished already, it gets sort of cloudy, and I think I gave myself enough time to sort of be all right, just chill out for a minute. Look at how far you've come already, whether it's, a ginormous step or if it's, in little slices, and really allowing myself to sort of just appreciate everything that's happened instead of worrying about, what do I do next?
Right.
It's funny. I'll draw a parallel just because it came into my head, and I think it's a cool story, and I think about it to myself a lot. When I was younger, I was really into pro wrestling, and I would collect wrestling cards, right? And I remember my brother was playing Little League baseball or something, and I lost one of the cards, and I was freaking out. I started crying, whatever, and someone said to me, it was one of the other kids' parents or mom, whatever, and she was like, yeah, but look at all these cards you have right here, and she was saying who's this guy, who's that guy, and when I really thought about it, she was like, yeah, you have some cool cards right here. Don't worry about the
ones that you don't have
or the ones that you lost, so I always shower thoughts kind of back those back to those stories, and I'm so
no, that's definitely that's because a lot of, I think it happens to so many people, you know what I mean? See, really not realizing what you just did, and it's to your point, everything in this world right now is so next, what's next? Come on, keep going. I need that that spark of whatever. So yeah, I think in anything, not just music, not just art, just anything, really just sitting back and taking a look at where you're at and what you have done is so important to help you move forward, I think, right?
1000%. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So now you have how many? It was 4 songs on it? Yeah, there was 4
songs, yeah.
Okay. So, and do you have a favorite? Or is it like, I always like to ask this question.
Yeah, I think it's constantly changing because it depends what mood I'm in, and I'd like to think that I did that strategically, you know, because one day it'll be super cold out or windy, and I'll like Pretend, which is track 1, Pretend. Other days when I'm feeling more like, you know, like on some calm shit, like I'll play Are You Free Tuesday, and I like to think, you know, there's a little something for everyone the way I structured that. So as we're sitting here right now, my favorite is probably Are You Free Tuesday, just because that seems to be the one that gravitates like the most traffic or the ones that people enjoy.
Okay, cool.
So I like Are You Free Tuesday. I like Pretend. Those are probably my top 2 right now.
Hell
so,
yeah. And how many songs were on the first one?
4.
But there was 4 as well.
Yeah, I like keeping it like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a freak with that. Like I micromanage all that.
No, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope.
No, it's good. It's good to be on top of your stuff, and you know you're doing it the way you want to do it.
Yeah,
you know, you don't have people coming in and telling you otherwise. So and to your point too about like the songs changing, right? Like your favorite song changing. Like I definitely, I think it's cool when artists make music. Like sometimes people they'll do like a project or a tape and they want to keep it the same sound going all the way through. You know what I mean? But having like that different vibes, I think is dope because you could relate to different parts of the album or the tape, you know? So I think that's dope how you're able to do that. You know?
Thank you, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I think it reaches a wider audience as well.
Right.
And that can, you know, and especially like, because people, like we haven't really talked about this too much on the show, but like international presence too, like is a huge thing. And like, I feel like if you're making like the kind of music that you're making, it's a little bit more like you can vibe to it. It doesn't have to be like specific, like kind of like rap and like this just angry like drill or anything like that. Like it's a lot of people can gravitate towards it, and I think that's really cool, bro. And I think that's a really like, I think the ones that you played like when we were at the show, like those songs like were very like I could just kind of walk across the front of the bar and like hear that and be like, yo, what is that? You know what I mean? You poke in just to see because that's just good music. You know what I mean? So
thank you. Yeah, I try to, and I say this like I mentioned Focus Jordan. I say this with him all the time. Writing records that you could play on an aux, but also you could take your guitar out and play it on there too. You know, and I like that you said internationally because something that's really cool about the music video for Are You Free Tuesday when it first dropped. I was getting comments, and it was people asking for Spanish subtitles and shit. So like that was like a really cool moment for me. So I'm like, wow, people are like,
they want to know what is going on here. Like they really do. They
like the vibe, but they don't know what you're saying, so they want
they want to know.
That's
more.
Dope. That's dope.
That must have been good, man. That's important.
Cool. Even if it's just like a couple of different people, you know, like that was sweet.
Yeah, dude.
Where would you say got like the most like plays and stuff? Is it like more of like the area that you're in? Or was there like a certain state that like stuck out that like was kind of, you know, playing it a lot or anything like that? Or
so I want to say most of the I keep saying traffic, but it's really, you know, just listens and streams and stuff. Most of that came from like the Atlantic, like, you know, Long Island, Massachusetts, places like that. But also, like I mentioned, like, you know, we got a lot of plays in Argentina, and that was really cool.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's fucking dope. Like, that's different. Like what, you know what I mean? Like what? There's there's some. For whatever reason, they love it.
Argentina
like,
tour, man.
Yeah, that would
South America tour soon.
That would be dope. Yeah. Dan Cooney goes to Argentina, man. Dude, that's dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Have you ever like talked to any fans like over there? That'd be cool to do, I feel like.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, I think the most I've done so far is just, you know, responding to people showing support. And
that's important that you do that too, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, like I try to, because I know there's a lot of people, and I'm sure I'm guilty of this too, you know, but there's a lot of people when they're starting to make music, they're all like, I don't need to reach out to anyone, like just dub it, but like no, and like I've said this to you guys before too, like I try to treat every concert, every interaction as like if it's just like, hey, like I remember you, or how have you been, like it's some kind of party, you know, and I try to keep that mentality going. So
I think that's super important. I think it's like any time like you could engage with people that like support you, that's just gonna just keep them locked in and keep you motivated and keep you going and all of that. Where were these comments? Were they like on YouTube and stuff? Like where?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
On YouTube for the music video.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yep.
That's dope. So yeah, that shit definitely got pushed out to those people. Which is dope. Did you run any like promotion at all or anything?
No, and that's the crazy thing. And I said that to my friends, and this isn't me, tooting my own horn or being pretentious or anything, but like what my friends said to me in response to that, I'm like, wow, like this is like I didn't even really run any ads, and it's it's picking up, and they said good music will always win no matter what,
Yeah.
And that's, like I said, that's not me trying to sound obnoxious or anything, but
no, it's a fact.
I thought that was cool, and like it just shows you for like artists who are DIY or who are going to be watching this when it comes out, like just make good records. Don't worry about whatever. Like obviously, like strategize and plan and put yourself in a good position, but you're already that dude, and just keep on making good shit. Write a chorus. Write a chorus.
Yeah.
Like
no, and you can see the artists that maybe don't take the music as serious, but they take everything else seriously, and they blow themselves up and they get popular, but then they don't stay around because the core of what they're supposed to be doing is not really there.
Right.
So I think that's huge.
Were there any like obstacles kind of that stuck out while making this EP?
Plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
I would love to. It was definitely one after the other, whether it's intrusively or just things out of my control. And it's when you get a combination of the two, it's a little crazy, just I wanted to come back here, and part of the reason is because I feel like I'm in a much better headspace than I was in January. It's a lot easier to be happy right now, and it wasn't in January, and there's nothing wrong with that. It happens to everyone, and it is what it is. When you have that going on, and external factors, like I was in the hospital, like I had kidney stones, and sure, it might not, on paper, it's like, oh, it's not the end of the world, but like that shit was a bitch.
Sure, dude, and it just puts a hole in just everything that you're doing at the time.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Sorry about that too, man.
Yeah,
thank God you're
cool, man.
Thank God you're good, man. Yeah,
I appreciate it, but that's just one example. But it was one, like every month it was something. I was saying, like when I was speaking to my friends, I'm like, yeah, it seems like there's some bullshit every month happening, and I think around the summer I was kind of just like, yo, let me just take a break, like take the flannel off, whatever, put my head down and just get situated. And like I did, bro. Like I joined a gym, started, just focusing on myself and what I needed to do, and like I haven't really looked back since. I let it, instead of chasing like accolades and looking for cheap pops, I just let it come to me now, and I think Empty and Cold, track 4 on Long Island Loves and Love You Part 2, it got picked up on 94.3 The Shark for their Fresh Blood Sunday block, and
dope.
I didn't chase that. I was just like, all right, you know what, like I'll put some feelers out and just let it come to me. I'm not gonna trip over it. I'm not gonna lose sleep. I'm just gonna worry about me. And like when I started doing that, that's when everything sort of came back to me. And
yeah, it's interesting how that works.
Yeah,
it really is interesting how that works.
It was like some law of attraction kind of.
Yeah,
dude,
but
it's a difficult thing because it's like you said, like you're like letting go to be able to attract like what will come, but it's so much easier said than done. You know what I mean? It seems like a simple thing, but when you're in your everyday life and like you're just going about your life, it's almost impossible to like to do that. You know what I mean? But that's huge, I think. So were you doing music at all in the summer when you were kind of doing that, finding exactly what who you were and stuff like that? Were you doing music as well or no?
I'm gonna give you guys the big inside scoop. I was thinking of just throwing it like as far as music, I was thinking of throwing that all away. I was thinking of retiring. Yeah,
Really?
No way.
yeah, dude.
Okay.
It was getting real. Like I don't think like aside from my closest friends, like I don't think I've spoke on this really yet. But except I think I did a quick little tweet and delete like before the night before the release show. I was like retiring after tomorrow, some stupid shit.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But, like,
yeah.
that wasn't a gimmick, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was
Frustrated.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what exactly were you frustrated?
I just, like I said, just like, people and external things, but also, you know, intrusive thoughts and
Yeah.
it was just really taking a toll on me.
I hear you.
I needed a break, dude.
Yeah,
Just a
dude.
breath, you know, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it's literally one of the most important things that we
Yeah.
talk about a lot. Like being burnt out is one of the scariest things because
Yeah.
I mean it can just really take you to a dark place.
And like sometimes you don't even know what's going on. You don't know that. You don't even know you're burnt out, but you're getting these thoughts. You're getting these weird feelings, and it's like,
Yeah.
again, when you take a step and look at like what's going on, you could say, oh, you know what? Maybe I am overworked. Maybe I am. You know, let's take a second and relax. So, yeah, because I was gonna ask you how the summer was. You know.
Yeah.
So it's, but I think I would consider that a good summer. You know what I mean?
It was a phenomenal summer
Yeah.
because July was just like super hectic, and by the end of July, I'm like, all right, let's figure this out. Let's take a minute, and then like I said, since then, dude, like the year has done a whole 180 for the better, and
I'm happy to hear that, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Man.
seriously, that's amazing.
It's important nowadays,
Yeah.
man. A lot of people don't talk about like mental health enough.
Yeah,
The
and-
effect of it on creators and like shit like that. Like it's a real thing. So
And I like that you said that because honesty is so cool, dude. Like I'm glad I'm able to, you know, stand here and like have this conversation, and like, you know, likewise, like I'm sure you guys are like open about it too. Like,
super dude.
Hell yeah.
This is like what you know. I'm super comfortable like in this type of
Yeah.
situation because it's very transparent and you know. So
And
It's
and
important,
really,
man.
everyone goes through this shit. You
Yeah,
know,
dude.
whether people want to admit it or not. Everyone.
yeah,
goes
that's why
through
I'm
this
saying
shit.
like it's cool to be honest and open
Yeah.
about whatever. Like, so.
for real, man.
All right, so now you kind of got back into the music, right? So you do have a single coming out soon, Wendy,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yep.
That's coming out next week.
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, couple
Okay.
weeks. We just finished doing the music video for it. And that was
Okay.
sweet.
Okay, dope.
Dope. If you can give this, where'd you shoot at? Or can you not?
You'll see.
Okay.
I will say this though. I took a lot of cool inspiration from like late '90s like grunge vignettes. And do you guys know the movie Blade? Like the Marvel
Blade?
character?
Yeah.
1998. Like, you know, they had the whole like blood coming down in the club scene in the beginning. Like I tried doing cool shit like that. Like not real blood or anything. Like
Yeah.
that.
No,
You know,
but
like,
that's dope.
just like those sort of stills and cut scenes. Like I thought that was really cool. And like I think it tells a story. And I think when it's out, you'll hear that story.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just ask this though, but why the name?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that, and I was hoping we were gonna get there. So obviously you guys know Casper, my record Casper. And now this one is Wendy, and you have like the sort of parallel with Casper and Wendy. Casper, the lyrics in Casper that I wrote, it's sort of my headspace when I'm alone, and it's like, yo, like why am I feeling this way? Or like, you know, what caused me to act this way or say these things? You know what I mean? And Wendy is sort of not the contrary to it, but it's like those same sort of thoughts, but it's like, yo, like this girl made me feel this way or that, like whatever. And also Wendy, I thought it was cool because one of the first movies I've seen as a kid was Peter Pan, and the main girl in Peter Pan is Wendy, and I think that's so symbolic for just like when you feel some type of way about like someone, and I thought that was cool. And you'll hear in the lyrics and everything, like it's super like I've mentioned with LA on the Rise, I try to keep my lyrics like broad enough to where other people can resonate with it, and I think a lot of people are gonna really dig this record.
Hell yeah.
And
Dope.
the meaning behind it and stuff.
I'm excited for it. So,
Thanks.
and I know with like your visuals and stuff, I you know,
they're cool.
Because it's very just, and even just like some of the music videos, it's like just very like organic, like you just take out the phone or something. Yeah, right. So is that kind of the same as what you did here, or is it more? Is it different?
It's actually it's different, and it's super spontaneous because for the longest time, like my brother's friend rather went to film school. He's my friend too, though.
Yeah.
But he went to film school, and for a while we were trying to figure out like, yo, like, man, like, when can I shoot a video for you? Like, you know, it'd be really cool. And like, we were trying to do this for a couple of years now. Like, I told him this like long-term storytelling, and you know, I had just finished recording Wendy. I was like, yeah, like, I'm working on something right now, and like, I'll get back to you once I finish it. And like, when I was done with it, I'm like, yo, this needs a video. Like, we're gonna do it this week. And we did. Like, we shot it in a day. I think the last scene we shot, like, the camera died, so we were like, no.
Oh, fuck.
And, like, we were afraid, like, we didn't get the footage, but we got it.
Okay.
Did you ended up getting it? Thank God.
Yeah, Jack Eitner is the friend who filmed it, so I just want to plug his name real quick.
Yeah.
And
Jack Eitner.
yep,
Dope. And where's he from? Is he from
Jersey.
Jersey? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so
So he
cool.
traveled all the way over here.
Yeah, super. You know, I'm super grateful for that.
That's
And,
fire.
Yeah, dude.
That's good
and,
shit.
you know, like, we had fun doing it too. Like, there was like I said, spontaneous. Like, there was certain, for instance, in the Casper music video, there's an airplane in the opening scene. So while we were filming Wendy, we saw an airplane flying by, and I was like, yo, get that, because like, that's cool, you know. And it's like the
That's
parallels.
dope. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
And so, like, did
That's
you
cool.
when you you're
That's
saying it was very just like spontaneous. So
Right.
did you have any sort of idea at all, like that what you were going into, like with the blade concept and all of that? You did, yeah. And then you were kind of like, all right, let's just see what we can kind of pick up.
It's like I said, like, those 2 questions or 3 questions, right? Who is this person? What made him feel this way? What made him say these things?
Mm-hmm.
And like the song title, Wendy, right? And the lyrics, like, you'll hear, I think, like, yo, like, it answers those questions.
Okay.
And in the video, you'll see it's super cool and like esoteric, and
Okay.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm excited.
Yeah.
So now, what's the process with the video guy? Like, the videographer, rather,
Video guy is cool.
video guy. Are you like sharing your vision with him beforehand, or are you kind of like letting him do his thing and then like?
We bounce ideas off each other, and
Yeah.
it actually I'm glad you asked that, because this came into my head. He had a really cool concept that'll be seen throughout the video, because there's day scenes and then there's night scenes, and that was his, that, you know, like, I trusted his process and his vision, and like, it's like rapid fire. Like, you'll see me in the day and then the night, and then the
that's
day
cool.
and then the night. And I don't want to say, like, you know, too much about it, but that was definitely his idea, and like, I was like real cool with that. And you know, I try not to. It's funny, because I'll say right now, like, I try not to be too like overseeing everything, and not to, like, I really am, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, I try to find
your
a good
shit.
balance,
Like,
you know.
Yeah, it's your stuff. I mean, I think you got it. I mean, there's definitely a balance, you know, but I think you got to be, for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Unless you have like if you have the team around you that different people can kind of give you ideas on different things, but like, do you have like a team like that, or is it's really kind of yourself in this, right?
I mean, I don't want to say like it's just myself. Like, it's not like a whole formal team.
Right.
But you know, I definitely do have like close people that I trust, and like consult.
So you can
me,
bounce ideas off of and shit, right?
even deeper than that.
Yeah,
'Cause
okay.
I remember, like, I said to a friend, like, yeah, like, we bounce ideas. Like, he got so pissed at me that I said that, because it's deeper than that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like he's really like, I'm forever indebted to a lot of people, and you know, like, they've helped me, and
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good, bro. And is the video coming out with the single when it drops, or are you waiting a little bit to drop the video with it, or
I'll probably drop it with the single.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
whole like
roll out?
whole
Yeah.
idea of, you know, how I
Hell
want to
yeah.
do it. So,
Dope.
Hell yeah.
but it's coming soon,
Mhm.
and yeah,
All right.
Hell yeah.
We're ready for that shit.
Yeah, we're ready for that.
right on.
So now I kind of want to talk about, if you don't mind, like the first tape. like, what's the biggest, because you said you've grown a lot.
Right.
What's the biggest change, like, in, I guess, how should I put this? Like, in what way did you grow the most from the first EP to the second EP?
Well, there's definitely just been a lot of different life experiences that I've had.
Okay. Yeah.
To be super honest, like, one thing is financially, you know, like, I'm a spender and they kind of bit me in the ass. But like, that's a lesson, you know, and as long as like you learn from that shit and you own that, it's, dude, like I said, it's just about being honest and owning it, you know. I think the people I was around when I dropped the first EP, like, I'm in a much better circle right now, because it was always me holding the tripod. It was always me, you know, doing this or that. And it just wasn't worth it, because I'm like, yo, like, not that I'm saying like I need like people to get shit done, but like, when I was trying to do my shit and everyone just wanted to act like children, and other people, like, when it was like their turn, it's like, oh, we gotta do this and that. And like, I wasn't really cool with that, and that's not me going into business for myself. That's just like, yo, like, we're supposed to be a team, you know. And the people I have around now, it's so great, dude. Like, we prioritize each other, and that's important, and we make sure that everyone is thriving and doing their shit and getting everything that they need across.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
That's fire. And like we were talking about before, it's like you have a team. Because no, you can't do it yourself. You can't just do everything yourself. You're gonna get burnt out. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's good to have people around you like that. Yeah, that's good shit.
Thank you.
When did you record this single? Was this something recent that you did?
Very recent.
Very recent.
It was. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was an old. Yeah.
Was that?
Like last day of September, I think, on the 30th.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
I pulled up, and that was the day Jack texted me, like, yo, like, let's do a video soon. And I said, all right, yeah, like, I'll get back to you. And then I went to Rockwood Studios in Massapequa
Dope.
with Santino Knox and Salem Shawty. And we recorded the song, and I'm like, yo, like, this is like a good, like, it wasn't like the beat wasn't called Wendy or anything, like, and I just started writing and recording, like, super quick, super spontaneous, and then I'm like, yo, this would be like, just like, oh, like, yeah, you know, like, this is gonna be called Wendy, and like, I'm gonna have this whole parallel thing. And
it all just kind of came to
yeah. But definitely, you'll hear, like, a lot of people have commended the beat, and like, shout out to Santino Knox for producing it, and it's such a nice beat, dude, and it just screams fall, it screams Halloween, and that's why I kind of want to step on the gas a little bit and get this going.
Yeah.
So
I think that's smart. I think that's, especially, you know, any way you could brand yourself, and use that to your advantage, like, whether it's the holidays, time of the year, feelings, the vibe, all that goes into it, man. So.
And so he sent you the beat, and then you just took it to the studio, and then you just vibed out and started.
It was
there.
all at the studio. Like, I heard it for the first time there.
Really?
It's funny. Like, I pulled up there just because I had. All right, this kind of. This is a funny story. So, you know the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown cereal? They had it at Target. Like, limited run, and like, I'm such a mark for the Peanuts, dude. Like, I love Snoopy and shit.
Okay.
So like, I think it would be cool to do like a little Halloween special and review this cereal, and it did pretty good numbers for a 2-minute video so far.
Oh, I saw it.
You did see it?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Wait, where did you post? You posted it on Instagram?
Yeah. Well, like, I posted a little bit on Instagram, but it's on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay.
I saw that, and I was like, I wasn't sure if someone sent you it, like it was their brand or something, or like what we were doing. And I was like, yeah, that's actually funny as fuck that you're doing that. Like,
I like that. The only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure, man. So if you thought that, that's cool. I wonder, like, if other people thought the same.
They probably did. Yeah. So I was like, damn, like, no,
I'll leave you all wondering that.
Yeah,
but
dude, that's dope. Cereal's fire, bro.
So yeah,
yeah, it is fire.
Cereal's so fire, bro. It's so fire, bro.
So, but yeah, like, my intent was to pull up to the studio and just like, yo, you guys want to do this like cereal review? And they were like, hell yeah, dude, let's do a cereal review.
That's fire.
Like, who else is doing cereal reviews? That's making me, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but
no, exactly, that's dope.
But anyway, like, so I was there, and then he played the beat, and then like, it was more than the cereal. it was always the cereal, but it's more than the cereal now. And like we recorded Wendy.
Okay. Hell yeah, that's dope. It's always dope to hear like when a song comes together like that. You know, it's just right on the spot. Like you said, it's spontaneous, kind of like the video that you have, right?
Yeah, I think that's today's buzzword.
Yeah, spontaneous.
I feel like I sound like a broken record, but it's true.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Mm-hmm. So what, like out of the 4 songs on the new EP, which song was the most difficult to kind of work on? Whether it like gave you problems or it was emotionally, you know, kind of draining or whatever. Was there one that kind of stuck out, or were they all kind of like equally?
I think just the project in general, it was. I wouldn't say it was tough recording it, but I think rolling it out was super hard. Like I've said, just my headspace at the time, and I didn't really see the bigger picture, and I got frustrated at myself for that. But like I'm glad I realized it now. So.
If you don't mind me asking, like when you took a kind of break and you needed to step back, what kind of things were you doing to kind of get you through that rough patch?
I joined the gym like late July, so I was definitely, heavy, and I'm still going.
Yeah.
But I was heavy into that, I was thinking, and this is not a gimmick or anything, like I've said this to people, like I even said this to my brother. He was probably like, what are you talking about? But I was thinking of going to wrestling school.
Really?
Yeah. Just for, it wasn't going to be anything like super crazy or anything, but it was just like,
try something new.
Cross off a childhood dream, you know, and like, one of my dreams growing up was music, and like I thought that was cool. Be like, oh, like imagine, like your younger self seeing you now, and I was like, yo, what if your younger self saw you now, like in wrestling school, like just like on some casual, but like obviously it's there's a lot more that goes into that, but
yeah, for sure.
That's definitely where my headspace was at, and like that's the truth. Like I was serious about it. I was going to step away from music, and that was going to be that. But like my head was all over the place, dude. Yeah. But like now I'm grounded, and I'm
good, man.
Doing what I need to do.
For the wrestling school is like wrestling, like the entertainment wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it's like jumping off shit and like doing all that.
A little elbow drop.
That's he knows about that.
Yeah.
Well, look at his chin.
Yeah,
got stitches.
That's right, man.
I had a little action.
5-minute stitch action.
Yeah.
For those. Yeah,
you tell him.
Let him know.
For those, we had a rough night last night, man. Playing basketball, Chris got knocked in the chin and busted wide
bully
open.
Ball, man.
Pause.
Yeah. But all right, that's cool. And I also want to just quickly ask you too, like was meditation something that you got into during that like step back and stuff? Because I know that has a big impact on people.
Yeah, so meditating, like I actually started meditating. My friend Marcin really put me on to meditating, and he's a producer as well. He goes by layers to this. Back in 2019, 2020, he got me into meditating, and when COVID happened and everything, that's when I really picked up meditating. I don't do it as much now as I did then, but yeah, like I was a frequent meditator, and I still like to revisit it every now and then when needed. But yeah, definitely.
Because whenever I feel like, meditating for me was something that I still like. It's like I want to do, and I do it, but like whenever I'm not consistent with it. But like whenever I feel like stuck, I feel weird. I don't know what's going on. Like you think back, and it's like I haven't meditated in months. You know what I mean? And then you meditate for 10, 15, 20 minutes. The next day I already feel better, and I'm like, why do I not keep doing this?
Yeah.
But things just get, you just forget again, and then you just stop doing it, and then a month later you're like, yo, I feel stuck again. Let me meditate. You feel better. You know what I mean? So it's such a strong thing. Like it really is,
man.
It's like almost like the gym too, because you get into a pattern, and then other things in your life pop up that need to be attended to, and then like you lose that pattern. But once you get back on the bicycle, in a sense, like it's like, yo, like I gotta get back.
Like, what was I was like, this is what I was missing. Why am I not doing this every day?
Yeah.
And then the next day you're like, fuck, I didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's tough. It's a battle, bro. But everyone goes through the shit, So So
right on. Yeah, everyone, and you know, it's like we said, people are some people are open about it, some people may not be, and that's totally fine. You know, but
it is.
But it's real, and it's
Do you feel like when you're doing music, is that because like meditating, like, you know, sitting in silence, you know, you could be, you know, breath work, you could be like counting in your head, you could listen to things, like, do you feel that like writing music and like making music is somewhat meditation as well? Or
definitely, yeah. I think it's also sort of just I want to say like ripping the Band-Aid or whatever, but like there's a lot of things that like I think about that need to be addressed, and if you can't do that, if you can't address it to a person, or if you can't like just put that down, like, dude, like that's why I love this song Wendy so much. I said this to my buddies when I was sort of focus grouping it. I'm like, yo, this is everything I feel like I've needed to say for the past year. Wow. And whether I realized it throughout that year or not, like I was able to eventually say it. And and it's in a song. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
not even on some cornball shit. Like, you're able to say like what you wanted to say, like
capture it all
in
like,
art form. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's a different feeling.
Can I ask you, how long was that session, the studio session that you had where you created that whole thing? Was it a couple hours? Was it a long session?
It wasn't even that long of a session, to be honest. It was super, like, we knew what we wanted to do. Yeah. And like it just happened like super fast. And
to me, I mean, that's cool. Like just like that whole, you know, couple months, that whole summer of stepping back, letting things come to you. That's just that's literally proof right there. You walked in the studio and everything that you've been wanting to say finally came out, and you created it like this, you know. So I think that's amazing. That's like very.
Thank you, man.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
And I know we talked a little bit last time when you came down about like being in the studio. Like for this tape, when you recorded it, did you have a lot of people in the studio with you when you were working, or were you kind of going solo?
It was usually just the same amount of like people, like same couple of people. Like
cool.
Gianni Gambuza was there, and like he produced Art for Tuesday, Garage Flowers, a lot of my records.
Dope.
Our drummer Kevin Bonilla, he was there. He did drums, and so same sort of crew, but
awesome.
You know, it's cool. I wouldn't really want it any other way.
Yeah.
You know, we all know what we want. Like Gianni and Focus Jordan, they've always seen like my visions, and like I feel like sometimes in a sense I say they've seen things in me that like other people didn't want to admit, really. So.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I had another question. What was it gonna be?
Come on, man.
I was literally about to say it.
I do that all the time.
I know. It's terrible. I don't remember. You got anything?
You should do a Dan Cooney Christmas album.
Christmas album?
Yeah.
Like...
That would be dope.
That would be pretty cool.
I feel like you could do it.
Do a Halloween one, then you do a Christmas one.
I would do, like, people don't capitalize enough on the seasons, like you guys said.
I know,
like,
dude. Yeah. I know. I'm telling you, I think you could do it.
I remember my question. I think I remember you saying that you did produce a little bit. Did you produce music?
We'll get to that, but I want to tackle Christmas albums real quick.
Yeah.
Because there's lore to that. When I was like 13, 14, and I was still getting guitar lessons with my instructor, we were thinking of doing a Christmas album.
That's so dope. So dope, bro.
Like, dude, it wasn't going to be like any like sappy, like, you know, like Santa's Coming to Town. It was going to be like original like Christmas records, like, but in like a punk rock kind of style. Because like when I was that age, I was super into like, you know, punk. Like I loved like Bad Religion, Pennywise, Rise Against, just to name a few.
Bad Religion is dope. That used to be my brother's favorite band.
Yeah. We were really gonna do like a Christmas record. It never really happened, obviously.
Yo, you should do it, man. Because even like on, I feel like you said, a lot of people don't be doing that. It's always recreations of songs too. It's like even like you could probably get some sort of reach like on YouTube, like new Christmas music. You know what I mean? Like like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like imagine there was just a new version of like old songs, like someone writing in the same kind of way but just different words.
Yeah,
like
and even just like everyone, we all know the Christmas songs. Like you think people aren't searching like new Christmas song?
Yeah, like new.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because people are writing them.
Yeah.
So as far as if I produce my own records. It's sort of a hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote Are You Free Tuesday, like all the instruments. I wrote, maybe not drums, but like that's, you know, drums are drums in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wrote Empty and Cold, like all the instrument parts and like.
You wrote like the music, the scores like for it?
Not like literal scores,
Like
but
you
like,
played the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
Not like
like chords and shit, like different.
yeah, like the structure, like the base of it essentially. But
That's
like
dope, bro.
thank you, but also Gianni Gambuza, like he helped me like add to that.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. It's always good to have another ear.
Yeah, like he helped. Like I had like the main idea, the skeletons, and like
Yeah.
he helps me make it so much better. So
Yeah.
I don't like to take full credit for everything.
Yeah.
You know.
When you do like record your parts for like the chord progressions and the melodies and stuff, are you recording it? What are you recording it into? Do you go to the studio and do it, or do you have like your own little setup?
So for the longest while, I was going to different studios, and like I still go to Rockwood and Durst House and you know those studios.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have like, you know, I'm working on building my own studio right now. And,
That's dope.
Lidlu, funny enough, like Long Island Doesn't Love You, Lidlu HQ. So, trying to get that brand sort of start developing that, and like I think it's already sort of taking off in terms of merchandise and just the names of the projects in general. Like I think it runs deeper than just the name of an EP now.
Yeah.
People are kind of
People are now they catch on to the whole movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I hear
it's
that.
just like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's a lifestyle or whatever, but it's a mindset rather, and like it's cool, like it's cool, you know, and
Yeah.
I think people are appreciating it right now, and like I can't wait for that to continue.
Yeah,
So,
dude.
Hell yeah. All right, and you got so you got the single coming out soon. You're performing soon, November 10th.
October 27th.
October 27th.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So
coming up soon.
That's
Next week.
Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next Friday.
All right, and where's that going to be?
It's gonna be an awesome Halloween show, Rams American Pub.
Okay,
in
dope.
Holbrook.
Holbrook?
Yeah.
Okay, dope. We're definitely going to try and
We're
pop
going to
out.
try and pop out to that.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna
that's
be
close by.
We're gonna have CDs for sale, merchandise.
Hell
so,
yeah. Will you sign one of the CDs for me?
Yeah, man. Of
Alright,
course.
bro.
I'll give you a whole hug.
It's going
and
to be worth some
everything,
money,
man.
bro. Yeah, I need a hug too.
And a shot.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to kind of get out there to the people watching? Anything else that you want to say, or?
I just thank you for continuing to support me. It's been a crazy year, so I appreciate you all being patient with me, and like I'll be patient with you, and just keep streaming Long Island Doesn't Love You too, and yeah, check out the merchandise, all that fun stuff. So
Hell yeah. And definitely stay tuned for that new single coming soon. We don't have a date.
Yep.
Do we have the date?
It's a surprise, man.
Oh, okay.
Surprise, man.
I didn't know if we had a date because I know you said a couple weeks, so I was like, I don't know.
Soon.
Y'all will
Yeah.
know soon.
Yeah.
But
I promise, but yeah, definitely be on the lookout for Wendy. And just thank you. Thank
Hell
you
yeah.
guys for allowing me to come back here
well,
and,
of course, man.
and get it correct.
Yep.
Dan Cooney, man. Dan Cooney. Remember the name. You'll hear it, man. Appreciate
Sink or
you
swim.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Sink or swim. Let them
Hell
know,
yeah.
man.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate
As
you.
always.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Till next time, guys. Peace.
Peace.